Hello, curious minds from across the globe. Welcome back to the enthralling quiz podcast, The 20 Questions. We're absolutely thrilled to bring you our 5th episode, delving into the boundless realm of original general knowledge. So get ready to ignite your intellect, challenge your memory, and explore the depths of knowledge in this extraordinary quiz. As always, we're here to fuel your thirst for knowledge with our unique twist. In this original general knowledge edition, we'll take you on a fascinating journey through an array of topics that will truly test your breadth of understanding. So, how does the game unfold, you ask, if you're here for the first time? Well, you'll face 20 thought-provoking questions, and with each one, the challenge will rise. From the known to the obscure, every question will push you to think critically and reach deep into your mental archives. To level the playing field, each question will be read twice, allowing you to grasp its essence before the timer starts ticking. But remember, you've got a mere 10 seconds to provide the correct answer. A single incorrect response and it's game over. And the idea is to better your score each time you play. So what question will you get to this time, or will you defeat all 20 questions? So prepare your intellect, brace your imagination, and get ready to unravel the mysteries of our world. So are you ready for the challenge? Best of luck on your quest to defeat 20 questions. So here we go. Settle back, settle in, and let me begin. With question 1 of 20, we start incredibly easy, but they do get harder as we go along. Question 1 of 20 is this. Complete the phrase. 2 heads are better than what? Complete the phrase. 2 heads are better than what?
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Of course, 2 heads are better than 1. Question number 2. What is the name of the official Washington residence of the United States President? What is the name of the official Washington residence of the United States President?
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1.
The official Washington residence of the US President is known as the White House. The White House is the right answer. Question 3. What kind of animal was Skippy in the 1960s TV series of that name? What kind of animal was Skippy in the 1960s TV series of that name?
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1.
In the 1960s TV series, Skippy was a kangaroo. Skippy the bush kangaroo. The show was an Australian children's television series that featured the adventures of a young boy and his intelligent pet kangaroo Skippy in the Australian bush. So 3 easy questions to start, and now I'm going to ramp up the difficulty with some science. Question 4. Which metallic element has the symbol K? Which metallic element has the symbol K?
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1.
A tough one here for number 4. Unless you know your science. I had a complaint from a friend in the week. Said I started too easy. So I've ramped up the difficulty from question 4 onwards. The metallic element that has the symbol K is potassium. Potassium is the right answer. Question number 5. Name the Canadian who directed Titanic and later proclaimed himself King of the World at the Academy Awards. Name the Canadian who directed Titanic and later proclaimed himself King of the World at the Academy Awards.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1.
The film Titanic, released in 1997, was directed by James Cameron. The film revolved around the tragic sinking of the RMS Titanic on its maiden voyage in 1912. The movie became a massive box office success and won numerous awards, including 11 Academy Awards. At the Oscars, after winning Best Director, James Cameron famously exclaimed, "I am the king of the world." Question 6, from one area of culture to the other. In which Italian city is the famous La Scala Opera House? In which Italian city is the famous La Scala Opera House?
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1.
The famous La Scala Opera House is located in the Italian city of Milan. It is one of the world's most renowned and prestigious opera houses, known for its rich history and contribution to the world of opera and classical music. 6 questions down on this general knowledge edition of 20 questions. Have you got the first 6 right? If you are still standing. Or will question 7 on gambling take you out? Can you tell me please, what is the highest number on a roulette wheel? What is the highest number on a roulette wheel?
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1.
On a standard roulette wheel, the highest number is 36. This number is found on the single 0 and double 0 variations of the game, such as in American roulette. In European roulette, there is only a single 0, but the highest number remains at 36. Question 8. Moving on now to mythology. In Norse mythology, what was the home of the principal gods linked to Earth by the Rainbow Bridge Bifrost? In Norse mythology, what was the home of the principal gods linked to Earth by the Rainbow Bridge Bifrost?
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Well, if you watched your Marvel films, you should know this one. In Norse mythology, the home of the principal gods is called Asgard. Asgard is one of the 9 worlds and is often depicted as a celestial realm, linked to Earth, which is Midgard, by the Rainbow Bridge Bifrost. It is a central and important location in Norse mythology, where many of the gods' significant events and interactions take place. Question 9. Music. Can you tell me please, a barber, a banker and a fireman all feature in the lyrics of which Beatles song? A barber, a banker and a fireman all feature in the lyrics of which Beatles song?
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1.
The Beatles song that features a barber, a banker and a fireman in its lyrics is Penny Lane. The song was released as a double A-side single along with Strawberry Fields Forever in 1967. Penny Lane is a nostalgic ode to a street in Liverpool, England, and it references various people and places associated with the band members' childhoods. Question 10. Halfway on this edition of 20 questions. The halfway point is this. What name is given to marks on the body of a living person resembling the wounds that Christ received on the cross? What is the name given to marks on the body of a living person resembling the wounds that Christ received on the cross?
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1.
The name given to marks on the body of a living person resembling the wounds that Christ received on the cross is called stigmata. Stigmata is considered to be spontaneous and often unexplained markings or wounds that mirror the crucifixion wounds of Jesus Christ, appearing on the hands, feet, side and sometimes the forehead. Stigmata are often associated with religious and mystical experiences. Over the halfway mark of this edition of 20 questions. Jesus Christ in the New Testament. I want to take you back now to the Old Testament. Staying with religion. In the Old Testament, who was the elder brother of Moses? In the Old Testament, who was the elder brother of Moses?
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1.
In the Old Testament, the elder brother of Moses was Aaron. Aaron played a significant role as a spokesperson and assistant to Moses, particularly during the Exodus and the Israelites' journey through the wilderness. He became the first high priest of the Israelites and is a central figure in Jewish tradition. 9 left. Questions still to come on words, history, geography, music, but first, films. For which film did Meryl Streep win her first Oscar? For which film did Meryl Streep win her first Oscar?
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Meryl Streep won her first Oscar for her role in the 1979 film Kramer vs. Kramer. She won the Academy Award for Best Supporting Actress for her performance as Joanna Kramer in the movie. Kramer vs. Kramer is a drama that explores the complexities of divorce and parenting. Question 13. Christiania is the former name of which European capital city? Christiania is the former name of which European capital city?
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Christiania is the former name of the European capital city of Oslo, which is the capital of Norway. The name Christiania was used for the city from 1624 to 1925. After that, the city reverted to its original name, Oslo. Question 14. Which is the highest pitched woodwind instrument in an orchestra? Which is the highest pitched woodwind instrument in an orchestra?
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1.
The highest pitched woodwind instrument in an orchestra is the piccolo. It is a small flute-like instrument, about half the size of a standard flute, and it produces bright and piercing tones that can cut through the orchestral texture. The piccolo is often used to add brilliance and emphasis to certain passages in classical music compositions. Question 15. 6 questions left on this edition of 20 questions. Question 15 is this. In which European country might one be awarded the Order of the Elephant? In which European country might one be awarded the Order of the Elephant?
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1.
The Order of the Elephant is awarded in the European country of Denmark. It is the highest order of chivalry in Denmark and is typically given to members of the royal family as well as foreign heads of state. The order's emblem features an elephant suspended from a collar, and it holds great significance in Danish ceremonial and diplomatic protocol. Now we approach the business end of 20 questions this week. 5 left. Question 16 is this. Who is the only British Prime Minister to have been assassinated? Who is the only British Prime Minister to be assassinated?
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1.
The only British Prime Minister to have been assassinated is Spencer Perceval. The only British Prime Minister to have been killed whilst in office. This was the result of a personal grievance held by John Bellingham, the man who assassinated him. Bellingham held a grudge against the British government for not taking action to address a dispute he had with the Russian government during his time as a merchant in Russia. He believed that the British government should have intervened on his behalf and sought compensation for his losses. Bellingham's anger and frustration over this issue eventually led him to commit the act of assassination. On the 11th of May 1812, he walked into the House of Commons and shot Spencer Perceval, who was serving as the Prime Minister of the time. The motive behind this tragic event was a combination of personal grievances, frustration, and a desire for revenge. We have 4 questions left. Question 17. Which author introduced the word robot into the modern vocabulary? Which author introduced the word robot into the modern vocabulary?
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1.
The word robot was introduced into modern vocabulary by Czech writer Karel Čapek. He used the term first in his 1920 play titled R.U.R. Rossum's Universal Robots. The play explores the creation of artificial humanoid beings, robots, and the ethical and social implications of their existence. The word robot is derived from the Czech word robota, which means forced labour or drudgery. Karel Čapek's use of the term in his play had a profound impact on science fiction and popular culture, and it has since become widely recognised to refer to automated machines with human-like qualities. Question 18. 3 left on this edition of 20 questions. Question 18 of 20 is this. What do the initials NASA stand for? What do the initials NASA stand for?
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1.
The initials NASA stand for National Aeronautics and Space Administration. Many of you may have thought North American Space Agency, which is a common misconception for this answer. It's the National Aeronautics and Space Administration. NASA is the United States government agency responsible for the nation's civilian space program and for aeronautics and aerospace research. It was established in 1958 and has been instrumental in various space exploration missions, including sending astronauts to the moon, conducting scientific research and exploring the cosmos. 2 left. Two left on this edition of 20 questions. The penultimate question deals with fashion and words. Which fashion item is named after the Italian word for dagger? Which fashion item is named after the Italian word for dagger?
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1.
The fashion item named after the Italian word for dagger is the stiletto. The word stiletto comes from the Latin and Italian word stiletto, which means small dagger. In fashion, a stiletto refers to a high-heeled shoe with a thin, tall heel, and the name reflects the sharp, slender appearance of both the shoe heel and a dagger's blade. The final question on this edition of 20 Questions is a sports question. It's a rarity on 20 Questions General Knowledge, but it's a sport question to get you over the finish line. It deals with the marathon. Who was the first athlete to win 2 Olympic marathons? To defeat 20 questions, who was the first athlete to win 2 Olympic marathons?
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1.
This is the answer you need to get right if you've got the previous 19 correct to say you have defeated 20 questions. The first athlete to win 2 Olympic marathons was Abebe Bikila of Ethiopia. He won his first Olympic marathon gold medal at the 1960 Rome Olympics, amazingly running barefoot, and then went on to win his second gold medal at the 1964 Tokyo Olympics, this time wearing shoes. Bikila's achievements made him a legendary figure in the world of distance running and a symbol of determination and endurance. Abebe Bikila of Ethiopia was the answer you needed to defeat 20 questions. Did you get over the finish line and get all 20 right, or did you just come up short? Let me know on Twitter at 20questionsquiz or email me 20questionsquiz@gmail.com. I'd love to hear from you wherever you are in the world, and I'll say hello to you on our next edition next time. Just to remind you, if you enjoyed that sporting question, plenty more sports episodes on 20 Questions Sport. Find them wherever you get your podcasts. And for you music lovers, there is a special music quiz, 20 Questions Music. Search 20 Questions Music wherever you get your podcasts. I hope you enjoyed this journey with me on General Knowledge. We return every Thursday for 20 Questions, the original General Knowledge podcast quiz. Thank you so much for joining me wherever you may be in the world. From me, Johnny Bryan, till next time, thank you so much for your company. I'll see you soon. Bye for now.